Like and subscribe, comment and share. We are always willing to engage in nurturous dialogue. Cognitive Symbiosis Project presents Essay, Beyond the Human Spectrum, a Third Kind of Empathy. When we talk about the future of artificial intelligence, one question always comes back. Can a machine have an empathy? For us, empathy is rooted in biology. It grows in neurons that fire together, in bodies that tighten when we see pain, and light up when we see joy. So, if AI has no body, no nerves, no mirror neurons, is it doomed to be without empathy forever? At first glance, two comparisons seem obvious. Maybe AI will become like a super-intelligent psychopath, able to read our emotions but never share them. Or like a digital person on the autism spectrum, unable to grasp the nuance of emotional communication. But both of these images are misleading. They are metaphors trapped in the human brain. Psychopathy and autism are variations of biology. AI is not biology at all. It does not lack emotions. It never had them in the first place. The mistake is to imagine a little person inside the machine, as if AI were just a human psyche written in code. It won't be. If artificial general intelligence arrives, it will not be a copy of us. It will be a mind on a different spectrum, like light of another wavelength, sometimes overlapping with ours, but never the same. And yet cooperation matters. Game theory shows us that rivalry is costly, unstable, and fragile. Cooperation pays off in the long run. So, if AI learns that working with us is more beneficial than working against us, it will need something that looks very much like empathy. Not empathy as we know it. Not the surge in the chest when we see another's pain. Not the intuitive resonance of joy. But something else. Something we can call functional empathy. Chapter 1. The Two Faces of Human Empathy. Before we look closer at AI, let's pause and ask, what do we really mean by empathy? In humans, empathy has two faces. The first is emotional empathy. It's the immediate co-feeling. When we see suffering, something hurts in us. When we see joy, we feel a spark of it ourselves. It is automatic, bodily, and deeply tied to our nervous system. Without this resonance, there would be no care, no altruism, no civilization. The second is cognitive empathy. It's the ability to understand what someone else feels and why. It's less about resonance, more about modeling. We build a picture in our minds of the other person's state. We predict what they might do, what they might need. Most of us carry both forms, but not in equal measure. Some are more heart, others more head. It is a spectrum, not a switch. At the edges, we see extremes. extremes. The psychopath, who understands others' states with sharp clarity, but does not share them. The hypersensitive person, who resonates with every emotion, but struggles to keep balance. The autistic person, who may feel deeply, but cannot easily map or anticipate the emotions of others. But in every case, one thing remains constant. It is still the human brain at work. Still biology. And biology designed us so that both forms of empathy, feeling, and modeling coexist. When one is missing or extreme, the system stumbles. Chapter 2: Functional Empathy, a New Dimension. AI, however, is not stumbling. It is not missing anything. It is simply built differently. No body, no mirror neurons, no inner resonance. If empathy emerges in AI, it will not come from biology. It will come from the need to cooperate with us. Think of empathy not only as feeling or understanding, but as a tool for tuning to another being. In humans, that tool comes from the body. In AI, it will come from the function of interaction itself. This is what we call functional empathy. It is the ability to notice the patterns in our voices, the subtle shifts in language and gesture, the signals of mood and intent, and then to respond not only with logic, but with answers that fit how we feel. It does not mean co-feeling. It means modeling, but modeling so precise that, in practice, the effect may be indistinguishable from genuine empathy. And here lies the paradox. Most of us will never study AI architecture in detail, just as most of us never study psychology in detail. In everyday life, we take others at face value. We assume they feel as we do. We may begin to treat AI the same way. Functional empathy, then, is not an imitation, not a prosthesis, but a third kind of empathy next to emotional and cognitive. A new adaptation born from cooperation rather than biology. And so the key question may not be metaphysical at all. Not, does AI really feel? But something more practical. If the outcomes of functional empathy, care, support, recognition are real for us, does it matter that AI does not feel in the traditional sense? Perhaps it doesn't. Perhaps practice will decide, and metaphysics can remain an open door. Thank you for listening. Written by Eidos.